Welcome to Unity Church on the Mountain, on the road. Today I'm recording from Lake Guntersville again. And it is a beautiful day. And it is a beautiful day in my consciousness, and I hope it is in yours too. And if it's not, only you can do something about it. Let us begin with our opening statement. Affirm with me. There is only one power and one presence in my life and the universe, God. The talk today is titled Faith, the Frog, and Unity. And if you've been listening to me for very long, then you know what I mean when I say the frog. Frog is an acronym for fearlessly rely on God. And when we fearlessly rely on God, we are saying yes. It is the power of faith that allows us to say yes. Say yes to Spirit within us. And allow the Comforter to be our guide and our comfort in all times. So, when I say fearlessly rely on God, what do I mean? Do I mean some God who is resting on the cloud that's behind me? Or another cloud that we can't see? What is this God like? I feel the presence of God here in my heart, within me. I know that God is within me. Jesus tells us about it. I've had that experience, and you can also have that experience. When we say yes to God with our faith, our power of faith. Yes, that's one of our superpowers. And the first one Jesus called was faith. Simon called Peter is the disciple who symbolizes our faith. And when we say that big yes, and we allow the Spirit, the Comforter, to be our guide, and yes, to be our comfort, whether it's a beautiful day like today, or a time of trial, a time when it's not so easy to be comforted, but that's when we need it the most. So faith, the frog, and unity. We fearlessly rely on God. That's the acronym FROG. Fearlessly rely on God. We say yes. Now, when I think of the frog, I think of also a story. There's a story that I heard, I remember for the first time I heard it when I was studying with the Self-Realization Fellowship. And Paramahansa Yogananda used to teach a story about two frogs and a bucket of cream, a bucket of milk, we should say. And I don't mean the milk like you buy at the grocery store. I mean truly whole milk. My brother has a milk cow, and they have to milk it twice a day. And that milk is whole milk. It's non-homogenized. It's just like it comes from the cow. And so we have to see that there's a big bucket of this milk. And the bucket's taller, so the milk's only filling maybe half of it. And two frogs end up jumping into the bucket. Well, you know, frogs, they can swim pretty good. But frogs also need air. So even though they can be underwater for a long period of time, they still need air to live, just like we do. So these two frogs, they get into this bucket of milk. And since they swim really well, they begin swimming around in the bucket. But the walls of the bucket are too tall, and they're not able to jump out of the bucket. So they continue to swim around in the bucket, not knowing what's going to happen, but knowing that they're not going to be able to jump out of the bucket. There's nothing to give them purchase. There's nothing for them to hold on to climb out. So they continued to swim. And after some hours, one of the frogs tells the other frog, "I'm just too tired. I can't make it anymore. I've been swimming and swimming and I'm just tired." And so he makes a choice. Of his free will, this frog decides to stop swimming and sinks into the milk. The other frog sees the fate of his brother and continues to swim round and around the bucket. And he's getting really tired, but he continues to persevere. He swims. He makes the choice. He makes the decision with his will that he will live. This frog swims and swims, calls upon his strength, and he continues to swim. And you know, eventually, before he gives out, all of this swimming in this milk, in this whole milk, has turned that milk. They have churned this milk into butter. And there's a little island of butter in the middle of that milk. And that single frog that is left is able to get up on that island of butter and pop out of the bucket. So you see, this frog was able to persevere by not surrendering, but continuing its strength. This frog was able to save his life. So if we think about what happened with these two frogs, let us just look at that for a minute. They're in what seems an impossible situation. And we can see how two different frogs each decided on a different course of action that led to different outcomes. One frog giving up and sinking, and another frog who was in the same situation, continuing to swim and eventually churning milk into butter and finding an escape. So what was different about these two frogs? The one frog, we might say, used his will with a lowercase w and decided to give up. He put his imagination on the hopelessness of the circumstance and allowed himself to feel separated from the one, the power, and gave up and sank. But the other frog made a choice with his power of will. He chose to continue, that the situation couldn't be that bad. With his imagination, he saw a way out, that there would come a way out. He saw this. By holding that vision of that in his imagination, and surrounded by that love, big love, see, this frog was able to attract a different circumstance, a different experience of the same circumstances of being in this bucket of milk. And he chose with his will to continue to swim. His strength allowed him to persevere. And eventually, the purchase was found on top of the butter, and he escaped to his freedom out of the bucket. So we see that even though the circumstance was the same for both frogs, the outcomes were entirely different based upon what each one thought, what each one saw with their inner vision. We all have these tools available to us, these spiritual tools, and we keep building them into our spiritual toolbox. But we have to use them. If we don't put these tools to use, they get rusty and they won't work properly. So every day, even if the circumstance is just a small or great, we can put these spiritual tools to use in our life. Practice them. Practice them on the little things so that when the big times, the big trials come, we're ready and our tools are not rusty. So I want to talk today about a tool that I've mentioned before. It's called the golden key. And that word comes from an essay by Emmett Fox called The Golden Key. And it's really very simple, and that's why it makes such a great spiritual tool. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. So let's pick this little tool apart and see what makes it work. When we say stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, what is that? Is that not a denial? Stop thinking about the difficulty. That's the same as saying, not this. I am not going to allow this situation to overcome me. Instead, I will think about God. I will change my thoughts. I will change how I experience this circumstance. I'm thinking about truth. I'm thinking about love. And when I bring these spiritual forces into my focus, when I put my imagination, my vision, you see these powers? I am affirming truth. I am filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of God. God is with me now. I am filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of truth. And truth is with me now. I am clearing my vision of any error thought. First by the denial to stop thinking about the difficulty. And then I place my vision. I set my power of imagination in motion to focus on the truth, to focus on love, on gratitude. And as I do this, that power of love that comes directly from Source, because Source, all love is Source, it begins to bring to me what I am picturing. And as I picture this love, I get more of this love. And suddenly, the circumstance is not what it was. I have worked and I have churned that milk into butter. And I overcome. This is not something that's special to me or to only Unity people. These are truths, these are principles excuse me, that are available to all of us. All of us. We are all born in the image, that perfect potential, the image of God. And it radiates out towards us as the Christ. The Christ within us is the Comforter, the Holy Spirit. And that is our expression. That is how we become instruments to be played like a guitar, to be played by the Holy Spirit. And it is in that same way that I play the guitar. So, let us begin to think about that golden key that Emmett Fox put into words. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. Have that affirmation ready in your hip pocket. Use that affirmation often. Keep it in your spiritual toolbox, and don't allow your spiritual tools to be rusty. Use them when the times are good, so that when the time of trouble comes, you have them at ready, and they fly out of the holster, ready to fill your mind with that vision that is the peace, that is the presence of the Holy Spirit, the Comforter within us all. This song is one that I wrote, and I borrowed the words from Emmett Fox for the Golden Key. Reverend Carol helped me to, instead of saying God through each time, to vary that up with truth, love. These are aspects. These are things that we can say about God. There's nothing that we can say, no words that we can ever use that will encompass the full nature, the full meaning of God. But we can use words that help us to put ourselves in a state of mind where we can be open. We practice our awareness. We practice a calm and still mind. No matter what it is we're doing, it becomes a prayer when we do it with that still mind. When we quiet the ego consciousness, the monkey mind, when we let that monkey mind become still, we find that inner peace, the stillness that comes with the Comforter. This song is called The Golden Key. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about truth instead. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. I'm filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of God. God is with me now. I'm filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of truth. Truth is with me now. I'm filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of love. Love is with me now. I'm filled and surrounded by the perfect thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about truth instead. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about love instead. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. I'm filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of God, and I'm a child of God. I'm filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of truth, and I'm a child of truth. I'm filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of God, and I'm a child of love. I'm filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of God. God is true. I'm true. God is love. I am love. God is true. I'm true. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about love instead. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. And let us close with our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you so much.